Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today I want to talk about Slowking EX, a Stage 1 Pokemon from Paldea Evolved. Hasn't got a lot of attention, but it certainly deserves some attention. We'll see how strong a deck we can make out of it. So it's 270 HP. It's a Terra Pokemon, so it's immune to damage from attacks when it's on the bench. It's got 2 attacks, Profound Knowledge does 30, and your opponent's Pokemon is confused. That's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not good. But it has Wise Headbutt. That's the interesting attack, which we want to take advantage of it. For 2 Psychic Energy, just 130 damage. It's okay damage numbers, but what makes it really interesting is you search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. So any 2 cards you want, you grab after you attack. Now, you're vulnerable to Iono, you're vulnerable to Judge. That will happen. But 2 things I will just say. First, eventually your opponent runs out of those cards. And secondly, sometimes when they play those cards, it's not the optimal supporter form. That means they're not playing not playing Boss. That means they're not playing Professor's Research. So they might be slowing themselves down in the process. So I accept that situation. It evolves from Slowpoke, which, you know, with tail fishings, the attack you might use occasionally for 1 Psychic. You flip a coin. If heads, you search your deck for a card. That's nice. If you flip tails, you discard a card from hand. So just be prepared for the downside. And then because we play Slowbro, because that also evolves from Slowpoke, 1 Slowbro, and for that second attack, Twilight Inspiration. For 2 colorless energy, if your opponent has only 1 prize card remaining, you take 2 prize cards. So it's a nice little option. You're not going to use it in most games, but it's there. We can put it in. We can find it when we need it. A nice included in the deck. And then we're putting in 1 Skwovet and a 2/2 Bibarel line to get a little engine. We're playing 10 basic Psychic Energy. I think that energy count is pretty solid with this deck. And just walking through the supporters, I put in a few one-of cards, or walking through the trainers, I put a few one-ofs in also because I can grab the cards I want with Slowking's attack. So 2 Raihan, we do need 2 energy, so want some energy acceleration. Could put EXP share to help with that too, but I think I don't need it. I think I have other tools I'd rather play instead. 3 Switch cards, regular Switch, 3 Judge, 4 Ultra Ball to search for Pokemon, 2 Escape Rope. I probably don't need that. I could probably cut. I have too many switching cards. I don't need 5 cards between Switch and Rope, so I could make some deck space there. I'm just not sure what I want to put in at this point. 1 Lost Vacuum, 1 Echoing Horn is quite useful, right? Put your opponent's basic Pokemon from the bench, from the discard pile onto the bench, so you can target out a Pokemon you want. A single prizer for an easy knockout, or a multi-prizer if that suits the game state. 4 Iono, that's really the main draw supporter from my viewpoint with this deck. 4 Path to the Peak. We don't have abilities on our multi-prize Pokemon, so Path is super great. 1 Giacomo. I don't know the card's not usually useful, but we can include 1 copy of because we can get it with Slowking's attack and use it when it's helpful. Certainly against Mew or a deck that spreads around special energy, it is useful, right? You discard a special energy from each of your opponent's Pokemon, so potentially very useful, but only in a limited number of cases. 1 Pal Pad, perhaps a second Pal Pad would be good. 2 Boss. 3 Full Face Guard because we're attacking with Slowking. It has no ability, so it takes 20 less damage from attacks, just making it a little tankier. 4 Nest Ball and 1 Choice Belt. So that's the list I've put together. You know, you can let me know your thoughts about how to improve the list because there's not a lot of people that have given this Pokemon much attention. So I'm a bit on my own with this. Which is fine. It actually makes things interesting and fun, right? But I'm very much guessing with how to build a deck around this. So we'll see how things go in this game. All right, so we'll see how things go here. See what this deck can do that I've put together. I imagine that I do not have the fully refined 60. Is a pretty safe bet, you know. If anyone was asked you, is this the ideal 60 for the deck or not? The answer is probably no, but it's a starting place, right? It's a starting place for me, and if you want to try out the deck, it's a starting place for you too. All right, I go second, unfortunately, which happens a decent amount of the time. I take a mulligan. I only play 7 basic Pokemon in the deck, I believe. my math is correct, so mulligans are pretty common. But, you know, just taking one mulligan is not terrible. So, all right, so Lugia, all right, so it's difficult, right? I have Path in hand, though, so this is going to be very key. So, I have the Slowbro in my hand. I don't want him. I'm going to need to get a little lucky here with my top decking this turn or next turn, right? I'm going to play the one energy. Do I want to attack with the Slowbro on the active? Maybe I do. I don't know. It depends. I do play Raihan in the deck. Right now I don't have any draw ability, though. So we'll see what happens here. At this point, I would love to disrupt their hand, right? That would be great if I could. I got a boss. That's not really what I wanted. Put down Path. I'm just going to attach the guy on the bench, and we'll see what happens. Probably nothing good's going to happen here. Right? They have at least one Archeops. They have Lugia V-Star. Because I know they have Lugia V-Star, it would have been a waste to use Tail Fishing, right? Tail Fishing. Well, no, I could have used Tail Fishing and searched for a card. I mean, maybe I should have done Tail Fishing. Problem is, if I flip Tails, then what would I do? Well, I'd lose, which is probably what happens anyway, isn't it? Well, wow. So that is super, super awesome. So, I think I want to. I'm gonna attack and see what I draw. I need a heads. Give me heads. Oh, it's tails. So I have to discard, and I'll get rid of Switch. And I might want the Slowbro, because they're going to take a single prize here. The question is, do I ever set up? And at this point, I have not set up. This is a bad start. The deck, this is the worst start I've had to the deck yet, so I think the deck is a little better than this. But I'm not sure how much better it is than this. Iono, that's good. My opponent can't get... They had at least one Archeops, so they can't discard. And, of course, they can't bump... They need to bump Path. Well, this is going nicely. All right, so what do I want to do here? I think... Do I... Iono. See, they don't have any cards, anything going on here. Right, they played Iono and still couldn't bump things. So I don't think I want to... I don't think I want to play Path. I mean, I think I don't want Iono. I think I just want to take my chances on this coin flip. It's 50-50. It's tails again, and I don't like this. I don't think I need Lost Vacuum. So I'll dump Lost Vacuum. I was trying to think through. I could get rid of an energy, but if I get knocked out, I should get an energy. Oh, the energy is if I draw into Raihan. Right at this point, I'm top decking. We'll see if they drew the card they needed. Then I'll be sad I didn't play Iono. But at this point, an Iono probably helps them more than it helps me. I mean, their deck's really strong. So once they set, if and when they set up, I'm in trouble. I need to get going here. I need to get a Bidoof. All right, they're bumping the stadium, but they, okay, and they're Ionoing, so they don't still have, they can't get Archeops in the discard still. So that gives me hope. All right, so these are the cards I wanted. So what are they going to do? Is that it? Oh, that's very, very, very nice. So no basics in there. So put down Skwovet. Attach to active. Evolve. I really would like to get... I'd love to bump that stadium, right? So I need to make a go for that. So let's think. So the dark Pokemon just blow me away. So what do I get rid of? So I probably don't need full face guard, right? I'm going to get rid of... Do I need Echoing Horn? I probably don't need Echoing Horn either, right? So I think this is okay. All right, so Bibarel, good. All right, I will play the Slowking. I don't need anything else on bench. See what I draw into. Okay, well that's not bad at all. So I don't want to Iono. I think I just sit on these cards here. Evolve. Let's think. What's going to happen here? Well, I can't predict the future, can I? I wish I could have bumped that stadium. I could. Actually, since they bumped the stadium, I'm going to Iono them because I have the chance of getting my path to stick, right? That's my thought. I might, if I get path to stick here, all is good, right? They played one stadium, so they play more stadiums, their deck, obviously. So let me attack, see what I can come up with. So Giacomo is nice to get rid of that stuff around. Choice Belt could be good too. So let me grab those cards. If I don't get knocked out, I can take out. See, they might just attach manually with Lugia and bump the stadium, which isn't bad. They won't knock me out. And then I now can, I think, yeah, I can finish them off with my active Pokemon. I like that a lot. I like it quite a lot. And then, so I will Giacomo. Well, no, I'm going to wait on Giacomo now that I think about things. So I'm going to evolve you. So, Slowpoke, right? Yeah, I'm going to chuck you down. And I'm just going to attack, right? Because they can't really do much next turn. So, because now they don't have a Lugia V in play. So, they're knocked out. What do I want to get down here? I'll grab Boss and Pal Pad, right? The problem is I can't one-shot. I probably should have grabbed a Path, right? I probably should have grabbed Path, now that I think about it. Because I can't one-shot the Lugia V. That's one of my downsides to this deck I play. The nice thing is if they start spreading energy around, I do have Giacomo, and I'd love to play Giacomo and toss away their energy. I didn't think it was worth it. I would have bumped that energy off the Lugia V, but I'm not actually going to be able to do anything with Lugia V. So let's see where they attach this energy. If they attach it to a secondary Pokemon, to another Pokemon, they're not. Okay, they're going to him. So he's going to like... All right, well, actually, I could... All right, what do I do here? That's my question. Do I just attack for 160? I think I will. I'm very undecided here, I gotta say. I'm just trying to decide, do I want to play Giacomo or not? Giacomo's a bit of a tricky one, so... What do I want to grab here? I want Path for sure. I have Boss, right? Let me grab Bidoof in case they gust up my Bibarel. I might want some Pokemon Recovery, which I don't play in this deck. So they're gonna knock out my active. And you know what? That's okay. What did I just lose? I lost. Okay. So that's okay. I'm going to knock them out. I would like... let me toss down... Well, I don't need Path, right? I don't think I have anything in there, right? So I'll put down Bidoof. I don't really necessarily need him. I might want him later on. That's a pretty solid hand. I think I just attack here. I didn't attach energy that turn. That was the one negative for sure. So let me see. I need Raihan potentially if I get knocked out, and I need an energy. Right? I maybe grabbing energy last turn would have been nice. It would have been a better position. So, but my opponent has not gotten things going. I can two-shot the benched Pokemon. We'll see what they do. Obviously, they might disrupt my hand. They want to do that. Wow, they're really struggling. So, wow. Okay, so Lugia. Lugia's dangerous, right? So what do I want to do here? So now it's tricky, right? So they're playing Gift Energy. I think I simply... At this point, I think I gust up the Tyranitar, because that's who they've got attack with, right? I do 130. They knock me out, but that's okay. Right, so I'm just going to... Excuse me. Hit into Tyranitar. Throw down the Path, because that's useful now. And I attack. Want to search for sure. So what do I want? Partly what I want to do is get cards that I don't need. I have such good cards right now in hand. I want to draw into the cards that I do need. Sorry, I am coughing a little more. So what I wanted to do there... All right, so they conceded. They knew I had game, basically. They had to disrupt and hope. In a case like that, I had such a huge hand. I had all the cards I needed. There was nothing else I needed for the next turn. So what I did there is I drew 2 cards I didn't need. Because if I got Iono or Judge, especially if I got Iono, because these cards go on the bottom of my deck, so I won't see these. I'll see other cards. So in a sense, you're thinning your deck by drawing to hand in a case like that, right? And there's a time for that. So the deck performed pretty nicely. So you know what? I'm not sure about this 60. Please let me know in comments below if you have thoughts about what I should play. I do want to make it better. I do need to adjust the trainers, probably toss in a few more one-offs. I just got to figure out what I want, right? Because I will draw them. I won't get disrupted all the time. It's an interesting deck. I like Togekiss VMAX. This does less damage. This actually does 10 more damage than Togekiss, which is nice. Togekiss would hit and search for 2 cards also. It has less HP, but it only gives up 2 prizes. So I think it's a little better than Togekiss, all in all. Plus the basic it evolves from is a single prize, whereas for the VMAXs they evolve from a 2 prize V. So I think this is a step up from Togekiss, and I do look forward to working on this deck in the future. If you like the deck, let me know. If you have thoughts about the deck, let me know. Take care.